Cool. So, small disclaimer, I guess we need to give before we did this. We were having some audio issues, so we actually recorded this about an hour ago because we figured that'd be the best way to make this work, so it didn't sound like a disaster for you guys.
We want you guys to get an accurate dose of handsome naked. You know what I mean? Is that an odd way of putting it? Well, anyway. I wanted you guys to get a real,
without seeing our lower halves.
I wanted you guys to get a real gulp of us, so we figured the best way to do that was to pre-record our set. So we did, and now I'm sitting outside because I spent all day recording my set, and my wife needs our living room. So I think basically we're pretty much ready to show you guys what we did, and also we love you, and we're teaching workshop on the 20th and 21st.
Yes.
So take this big gulp, swallow hard, and enjoy the show.
I'm going to screen share it. You guys are all awesome. It's amazing that we're all here, and by here I mean together, and by together I mean it.
Oh God, here he goes.
Okay, and what I mean is, it's just so amazing that. All right, I'm going to go on mute now. You guys are amazing. What up, LITFest 2020? We are handsome.
It's ready to talk about some of the irrational fears that
irrational fears, baby.
Those things that everyone's afraid of and no one really thinks about. You'll get it.
Yeah, I get scared. That don't mean I'm not a man. I can justify my fears.
I can live with them.
Scared of a baby smiling before it got teeth. Looks like a tiny gremlin who's trying to eat me. Speaking of babies, scared of baby schema. Can't control me with your big eyes because you keep telling me I'll feed ya. Need a preacher, exorcism of a creature. Bunnies with their dead eyes like they got no facial features. Staring at you, twitching till they suck your soul into the ether. That'll teach ya. I was a teacher, but I had a fear of using my words so I couldn't reach them. Fear of all words is called hippopotamus with thalassophobia. That's absurd. Make me scared to say the word. Already in fear of so you're joking, huh? Now I'm scared of being scared. Phobia.
Now I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I got all my life to live. I got all my love to give. I will survive. I will survive. Hey.
Too scared to start my verse. This information track is way too hard for words. Irrational verse. I'm anti-courageous. Scared of spiders crawling out of all my variable pages. Corner mouth crusties. I'm afraid I'll end up with them. Bacteriophages. That's war on my immune system. Afraid of demon babies, and maybe that's a rational worry. Every boat I'm on might have a crack in the hull. Recording in this bathroom, quickly losing concentration as worry goes that this water closet lacks ventilation. Lost my rhyme scheme due to fear of poo inhalation. Before I go, here's some advice to all of your nation. Your buddies invincible, so indulge your phobias. Take preventative measures, shake your tells in your own you put them on some no budget and take care of your body. Thank you, go below where you don't know when he hears you.
We've been spending most our lives living scared and always terrified. We've been spending most our lives living scared and always terrified. We've been spending most our lives living scared and always terrified. We've been spending most our lives living scared and always terrified.
Oof, that's true. I'm hungry. What's next? I'm hungry.
Who's up for a sandwich?
I could do a sandwich. I could do a sandwich.
Chucho, you go first. I need a second.
First things first, way to get ingredients. Only one choice, but licks is my discipline. Can't make your own, they deadly's the only supplement. Went from home, and this is what you need to get it long Italian bread. Then cut it up to thick slices. I know. Get them buttered up, provolone cheese, oven preheat. Wait 5 minutes, 300 degrees.
Don't burn your hands, Chucho.
Good advice.
It's time for meat, pre-cut thin slices. Try for each piece. Turkey, ham, bacon, salami, chorizo, lamb, talking pastrami, capricorn, aka gabagool. Double the bacon to make sure you're full. Of the bread on top, push down with force. It's a man sandwich, call it the carnivore.
I'm hungry too. Let me get a second here.
You getting me up?
Yeah.
Get him, dog.
Yeah.
It's between lunch and dinner, and for supper I want a sandwich. That ain't eating healthy lately when something light and not too rich. So I open the fridge and sip for some healthy inspiration. Pick up and decide it's yet after the whole wheat sandwich bun. Today I'm flipping the script of conventional sandwich paradigms, kid. So I open the crisper drawer and look for some lettuce. Leave along spiny leaves, ain't looking for no wedges. That's right, I'm making some unwishes. Now you need lean meats, and you know this. Oh, with the thinly sliced organic free-range chicken breast, nutritional Swiss. But not too many slices. Your structural integrity lacks with a lettuce wrap, raspberry vinaigrette, or seasoned salt and lemon pepper. Less calories for you to burn later on your stair step, or when you're ready to consume, wrap it in towels of paper. But eat it right away because they don't say good for later.
No, they don't.
I'm still.
All right, we got an Instagram. Yeah, you gotta check us out at Handsome Naked on Instagram. I'm sure you already know that.
Yo, on the gram. My favorite thing to do is a photo bomb. Okay, it's kind of a hobby of ours.
Know the pose, you a basic chick. Hand on the hip and purse your lips. Pop your butt out and push your boobs up. That's me in the back.
Not giving a love.
Trying to be cute, but trying a little harder. Short skirt, leather boots, and bit of your father. Wanna be noticed, well, notice this ish. Me right behind you, ruining your pants, young fellas. You might be worse, sucking in your gut in that tight t-shirt. I'm trying to flex, think you showing your gut. Unimpressive and fooling no one. So before you pose and look over your shoulder, you'll see me voguing in every photo.
You all gonna know who I am.
Why's that?
My face all over Instagram. All of y'all will know who I am. Photo bombing every picture on Instagram. All of y'all will know who I am. Photo bombing every picture on Instagram. All of y'all will know who I am. Photo bombing every picture on Instagram. Y'all will know who I am. Photo bombing every picture on Instagram. Click, click.
Boom, photo bomb you like that. Background on your Instagram wearing my face like a mask. Doing a scripted dance with the dumb hat to match. Wasn't in your wedding party, but I stuck in the back. That's me, the guy with the eye patch. I'm in every picture from your special day, the whole batch. I don't care if you don't think it's clever. Doesn't matter, cause I'm in your memories forever. Acting creepy in the background, call me Heath Ledger. Text with me, get severed, I'm photo bombing whoever. Text with me, get severed, I'm photo bombing whoever. Text with me, get severed, I'm photo bombing whoever. Whenever, wherever, whatever you're up to. I'm gonna show up and steal your moment from you. It's not a crime, it's a non.
President Barack photo bomber. All of y'all will know who I am. Photo bombing every picture on Instagram. All of y'all will know who I am. Photo bombing every picture on Instagram. All of y'all will know who I am. Photo bombing every picture on Instagram.
All of y'all will know who I am. Photo bombing every picture on Instagram. Yeah, check us out. You know, at Handsome Naked. Check us out. Check us out.
This next one, man, it's about doing exactly what you're doing. Thank you for joining us on this live stream. Just continue to stay in.
Just stay in, baby.
It's an anthem. Brad, let them know. Just do exactly what you've been doing. Let's go.
I wanna stay in. I wanna stay in. I got my feet kicked up, gonna fill my cup. Wanna stay in. I wanna stay in. I wanna stay in. I'm gonna mute my phone for a night alone. Wanna stay in.
Yeah, I noticed that I make it to the function. Friends posting a picture, making a little bump. I'm skipping because I got the gum. Stay in and lay up and do nothing. Okay. Tonight's the night I'm feeling like I don't want to fight it. I'm looking at my movie queue and having trouble deciding. I got a cookie, sweat, sweet, face in the line. I'm about to have beer and my friends right now we can find it. I'ma order Grubhub twice tonight. I'ma get me some fried rice. Yeah. I'ma watch Harry Potter twice tonight. I might take a bath, that'd be nice. I'm staying, just staying, I'm staying in from hanging out. Avoiding the fake friends, it's rated to make us the bullshit your way when you're all tucked away. Fans are staying, just staying, just staying. I wanna stay in. Wants to what?
I wanna stay in.
His house though.
I got feet kicked up when I fill my cup. Wanna stay in. I wanna stay in. I wanna stay in. I'm gonna mute my phone for a night alone. Wanna stay in.
No nighttime, Netflix and chill. No, I don't got the spot they all flock to. They know the deal. Just wanna be all alone, man. Up till 4 in the morning. I smoking no loving, not drinking on something. Just wanna do nothing. That's just real, so real. Living life without a care as if I was the only alien. Just keep it on the level. Sitting in my baby chair and living my mom like a bear. Cause you know the pain. Sound like devils on snacks. Watching the game, trying to tell myself like I do that. Ain't lucky that I'm not playing. But tonight I'm just gonna stay in.
I wanna stay in.
What?
I wanna stay in.
Y'all want it?
I got my feet kicked up and I fill my cup. Wanna stay in. I wanna stay in. I wanna stay in. I'm gonna mute my phone for a night alone, cause I'm all alone. Yeah, I'm staying in, yeah, I'm staying in, cause I'm all alone, cause I have to stay in, cause quarantine said I have to stay in, I have to stay in. But if I go out, I gotta wear a mask all over my face and stay 6 feet away from everyone I pass. But for now, I'm staying in, I'm staying in, I'm staying in, staying in. Thank you for having us back for our 3rd year at LITFest. Here is
Hands naked.
your
LITFest.
theme song of the year, the DC 10. I'm a DC 10.
I am a 10, a DC 10. Let's get it. I am a 10.
Back home in Arlington, I was a 6 maximum. All I had to do was move to DC, and suddenly women were impressed by me. I'm not handsome, I'm of average appearance, but women go up for my security clearance. Lines say that I'm a high-level official, but I just deliver memos on Capitol Hizzle Rizzle.
There's a scarcity of available men.
Oh, he's still saying this?
Yeah, dude. That's why I'm a DC 10. At home I always just blend in. At most I was a 7, but I moved here, I'm a DC 10. I am a 10 in DC 10. I am a 10 in DC. I don't work out, no race, don't run.
For what? Maybe the next
3 to 1.
Save my money, no carpet, take all my kids to a
Free museum. Parliamentary.
I don't watch those.
Only documentary.
At my flaws, I admit I see, take my seat on the metro on the DC 10.
There's a scarcity of available men. There's not many of us. That's why I'm a DC 10. At home I always just blend in. At most I was a 7, but I moved here, I'm a DC 10.
On either coast I wouldn't rank.
I wouldn't rank, no.
But in DC my shit don't stay.
Yeah.
On either coast I wouldn't rank.
I wouldn't rank, no.
But in DC my shit don't stay.
Don't stack.
There's a scarcity of available men. That's why I'm a DC 10. At home I always just blend in. At most I was a 7, but I moved here, I'm a DC 10. 10.
I am a 10 in DC 10. I am a 10 in DC 10. DC Lit Life Index.
For real,
Probably.
I'm still a 9.
He probably is still a 9.
Ooh, Brad.
I think I like this.
It's getting hot here, dude.
It's so hot. Sing along, you know.
Yeah, sing along from home, baby. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I wanna take my clothes off. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I wanna take my clothes
I'm
off.
sexy, style so good. Mad that I'm killing an apple blessing. Who wants to come? I'm with your brainstorm. So stuck up, I drown in the rainstorm. Knowing on the radio's fire. Just up to my wagon,
I'm taking you higher.
Like a dragon with a look, you know my state's getting by. It's a wrong, things are tired. Take your cat, call me Tyler. It's a bad news and tired. I'm raps with your rights, inspired.
How does them juice
Back in 02,
Choose to the trick
from the shotgun's rules.
just face it.
What?
You basic, can't see me like the day before basic. And I feel like busting loose and I feel like crunching shoes. Feeling myself.
It's getting hot in here,
So hot.
so take off all your clothes. I am feeling so hot, I wanna take my clothes off. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am feeling so hot, I wanna take my clothes off.
There's a sweat be running down my butt crease. On this train, hyperventilating, unable to breathe. All these layers on me got me hoping for a breeze. My brain started cooking now due to the heat. My thoughts is getting air, mine started to water. Got me thinking about the fact that we primarily water. And what if it tastes like if we use that water for pasta? What if everybody made their own body water pasta? Some people's speak great and other people's taste awful. With some people, pastas are better with certain sauces. Would it become a staple of the culinary process? How much water would you have to drink to offset the losses?
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I wanna take my clothes off. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot, I wanna take my clothes off. Yeah, baby.
Oh man. Yo, I got an idea for a new track. It's called Making It Rain.
I got something for this one.
Get him.
Yeah, get it.
You like making it rain? Got it. Got it. Hey, when it rains, when it precipitates, yo, it's a result of a complicated process. Here's how it goes. First, a tiny ass particle of smoke salted dust combines with water molecules to form a nucleus. And that droplet gets dense and gains fall velocity enough to resist variable cloud updraft speed. Only then you get a drop. You can actually see the science behind rain is that interesting.
The science behind rain? I'm talking about making it rain, girl.
Sorry, that's
Making it rain? You just listen to me and do that. Thank you, man. Just follow
do
me.
your thing. Go ahead.
Go ahead and make it rain.
Make it rain. Make it rain on these hoes. I'll pick your money up.
Cold evaporating your dough.
Fools all in the script on the back. All my cash over the head. Already
Overcast.
catch a piece of my generous toys. Yeah, you can find some colors.
Seems it never rains in Southern California.
Girl, did they warn you?
Something about rain.
Loose change. I'm
Making it hail.
I'm the addict on the desert. This drought is for real. Don't drought the quarter heat condensation. 2.76 of poets condensation.
Condensation.
Keep a penny in her mouth. You better. It's so other year nickels. You baby dress. Something that you might reservoir just for fun. I don't
Go to the strip club, I liquidate my funds.
The song's about rain.
simple.
You said drought, attic on a desert.
Try it.
I'll do your thing.
My
Now.
concept.
Seriously, I'll do your thing.
Those are million songs.
Guys, I believe in you.
Let's do it.
Check it out. You're gonna love
Give it to me.
this. 10 genus types of weather clouds all form in the troposphere.
Whoa.
4 basic classifications of how they form and where. Stratus,
Stratus.
Altostratus, some cirrus, some classical vertically like
cumulonimbus.
When you see that motherfucker blow way up, so you can expect high amounts of precipitation. Just keep in mind that moisture's always condensating and rising, even when it ain't that weather like
Thunder and lightning.
So when you're outside next, you better come prepared to make it rain, but be sure to explain the process correctly.
Another song. Good work.
Potato. Yeah, that's why we collaborate.
Rain, rain, baby.
Oh,
This one's a classic.
I like this one. Been to a house party.
If you're at home, you got to get up and dance. Here we go. This is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor. This is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor. This is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor. This is the
Dance floor.
a dance floor.
Every good party needs a dance floor, cause sitting on the couches is a bore. You might enter table, now we got a dance floor. Not a ton of ladies, but we got at least 4. Whole party ain't things and just the drunkest people. Bad dance moves, here's a church, here's the steeple. Dance party break out, and end real fast. It's a White House party, only one guy can dance. Ironic enthusiasm is flying around. Getting drunk, drop beers is
Hitting the ground.
the loud sound of drunk people throwing jokes around. Party boots, let the red cup run it over. Sad news of bad girlfriends go home sober. It's cold in Chicago cause it's past October. Take it out or whatever, cause this party is over.
Because this is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor. This is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor. We see you. This is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor. Well, that is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor. Oh, I stepped into this party looking for a dance floor. This party needs a chancellor of the space. Let's get things in place. Nobody dancing, man. This party's a disgrace. So we unplug the lights. Now it's looking like a club. Crank up the heat so it's feeling like a club. Turn up the noise. Now it's sounding like a club. What? I can't hear you. It's a club. We're only playing the hits. I'm not giving two shits because I'm not the best, but I'm confident. You just pick your dance and go 100%. So if you're all alone or out with your crew at a boring birthday or a lame barbecue, watch people come and people go. Now we just have to let them know that this is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor. This is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. We can see you get up out there. This is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor. This is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor.
Chucho. Standing in a corner, dressed like an elf, creating a mystique around myself. All the broads will know who I am.
Blow money every picture on Instagram. No.
After the girls to me, not invited to the party, had evil intentions.
Wells Kitchen. Garage. Bathroom. Couch. Entryway.
What about the dog?
Not a dance floor. What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't be cruel to animals. Not a dance floor. Not a dance floor. Not. No, dude, no. No.
I'm sorry.
Bradley, California. California.
Here we go. This is the part of a living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor.
This is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor. This is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor. This is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor.
And doubles as a dance floor.
This is the part of
The living room that doubles as a dance floor.
a dance floor. This is the part of the living room that doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor. This is the part of the living room
It doubles as a dance floor. A dance floor.
That's right.
I hope you were up dancing. I really hope you're up dancing. And if you're up, stay up.
Let's teach him how to dance real quick.
Here we go.
When EO hit the dance floor, I do it lightly. And when that clock rubs up, I do it politely. Hey girl, if we dancing tonight, and we might catch me shifting weight, left to right just slightly. See, I know how to stay within my body, but I still make a face like I'm being really naughty. I see other guys working hard on footwork. Some girls will say, and take off their shirts and stand confidently, take up room on the floor. And in truth, you ain't gotta do a whole lot more. Every dance looks cool when you're looking real small. It's a new sensation from the window to the wall. Still some of y'all.
Some of y'all.
Say trouble living in-town star soldier boys and huge trouble. So save yourself some trouble and a whole bunch of quarterback muscles doing everything. So I just really fucking suck. Just get really fucking subtle.
I know you're rolling since you reach your 14s.
Don't know how to dance?
Just study the tape.
Talk Cornelius will
Show you the way. It's real. It's the soul. It's
to try to get laid.
shimmy on down. Bounce 1, 2 steps.
Or lean back.
Say I like a walk it out.
Oh, you can touch only if you know how. Just right into the club and then get high with a couple of friends. Look fly, popping tags going in. Find it around the tag cool again. One color is a hustle when you break the
Subtle.
I'm a girl or a double.
Gotta make it a double.
Think about you get jammed with a good trouble. Do it every day, you just keep it really fucking subtle.
Do whatever dance you want.
Just keep it really fucking subtle. Thank you all so much. LITFest 2020. We did it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Please, we're going to do some question and answer really fast. with you. Please check out our workshops. We have workshops as part of the festival that are happening. I shouldn't sit down because then you'll lose me. We have workshops that are happening next weekend, next Saturday and Sunday. Please check them out. They're going to be super dope. We're doing them remotely like this, so you don't even have to leave your house. It's amazing. Just like tonight, you don't even have to leave your house. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with us tonight, Friday, LITFest 2020. Thanks so much for having us back for our 3rd year. We'll see you next year, baby. I'm back on video.
I think
Me
I am.
too. I'm here.
Me too. Clap it up for Handsome Naked. Yay.
You don't need to because we can't tell.
We can't hear you. But also, guys, I'm sorry if you couldn't hear very well. Just trust me that was so much better than other versions that we were trying on Google Meet. I was like, oh boy, we need to give people a better version.
I also posted Spotify links and music videos for all the songs that had them. So if you guys like the songs and you want to see them a little better, we basically live online. So as much fun as we have doing stuff like this, if you guys want to see any of those songs, you can find them on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, you name it. So
are we doing a Q&A now?
Heck yeah,
if anyone
why not?
has any, if anyone has any.
So I'll lead it off.
Thank you, Periwinkle. We were, but it was predetermined. Don't believe the hype.
We felt psyched to get brought back for the finale. That felt like we got a little bit of a feather in the cap, even though we didn't get a fair shake in the first round. Mm-hmm. We got an opportunity out of it, and we got to spend another couple of days in LA and have a couple of amazing studio days in the studio with Chris Red. And got to work with Keenan and got to have a couple of bullshit conversations with Jeff Foxworthy, which was so funny.
Yeah.
It was really fun. But thank you.
Very interesting. He told me about his what was it? His UTIs or something. I forget. It was very strange.
No, he was passing a
kidney stone.
He had stones. He was going to pass the stones.
Because I had a torn Achilles when we came back for the finale, and so I was on the scooter, and he was like, Jeff Foxworthy, he was like, yeah, man, I get it. I'm passing my 13th kidney stone. I'm like, what? That's not the same. And also get a new urologist. Or drink water? I don't know.
So if anyone has any questions about Jeff Foxworthy's urology or anything like that, we're up to it. But also, if you have any general questions, or if you guys want to know about workshops, or if you guys want to know about comedy rap, or if you guys want to know about anything else, we're here.
We're experts on those things.
We have a long list of things we're experts.
It's also okay if you don't want to know shit.
Hey guys, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
This is Maria here, co-captain of the dance team.
Maria!
Co-captain!
Yeah, so I'd seen you guys, because through LITFest and, following you guys on Instagram, but it reminded me of, have you seen Randall Park in the movie he had recently with, but he does the same thing you guys do, rap parodies or rap singing, and he lives off of that. Oh God, what is it? Somebody help me. Always Be My Maybe is the movie on Netflix. And
yes, I did see that. I didn't. You know what? I that's so funny that you bring that up, because when I watched that movie initially, I remember being like, "Oh my God, that's crazy! That's what this guy does." And then I completely forgot about it until this moment. But yeah, he is a comedy musician.
Is that the one he's in with Ali Wong?
Yes.
I had no idea that was what he was doing in that movie. Oh,
yeah, he makes comedy rap.
And his dad thinks he's a 30-year-old guy who lives in his basement. I hope I'm not offending anybody. I hope you're in the basement with your parents. I'm sorry.
You are, but it's fine.
Okay. Anyways, and he's just hanging out, and he does that, and he does gigs. But anyway, it's not a question. It was just kind of comparing it, and he's really funny in it, and it's so funny and original. I remember. I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. And so when I saw you guys doing it too, I was like, it definitely livens the mood. I enjoyed it.
Oh, good. Thank you. That's so funny. Yeah. That's a really funny comparison. And because I remember thinking, wow, that's so funny that they made that choice for this character. And then I completely forgot about it and never brought it up to the guys.
Yeah.
Because usually when we see stuff like that, we're like, wow, other people.
Especially
making
comedy
references.
music, because there's not a ton of comedy music in the world. Like, people for some reason go like, music needs to be serious. It can't be funny, or you're making fun of it. We're like, that's not true. You can be funny and make good music. So yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So comedy music, because I think I'd never seen that before. I hadn't really, and I was like, oh my God, this is really funny. This is really brilliant. And he does gigs and stuff. So, you know, that was really funny. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, guys.
Thank you for being a follower. We just followed you back. We appreciate you watching and having fun.
Thanks.
Great. It looks like Nancy had a question in the chat there saying, from the time it took you, from your first comedy class to the time you got on TV, how many years did it take you? As a group or as individuals? Because those answers would be different, Nancy.
I would guess
as individuals.
I was going to say as individuals, because for me, even like, I would say it's the time I took my first music class, because I was always the musician of our group versus you guys comedy. And so, like, I don't know, my first music class was in like 4th grade, 5th grade. So it was like a good 20 years.
Like 2008, because you're a baby? Yeah.
I'm a tiny little baby who was born in 2008, you guys. I'm actually 12.
I took my first.
Wait, somebody's on video. We need to say hi. Do you have a question?
It's the lit comedy people. So for me, I did like acting and comedy things as a child, then took like a 5-year break, or I guess more like a 10-year break from college, and then like 5 years after college. So from the first class I took in Chicago of improv was 2010. First time I was on TV as an actor was 2014 or 15, I want to say. So about 4 or 5 years before I got my first commercial.
4 years.
Don't do that to my
20. Yeah. Also, I wasn't really trying to get on TV, but it was very crazy and fun.
Yeah.
For us as a group, it was we started in 2013 and
we were on
2019.
Yeah, so 6 years. Yeah. It was like just under 6 years.
6 years. Ooh.
We only had to do porno together once as a group in order to get as successful as we are. So we feel like that's a pretty big win for us.
Yeah, for sure.
That's 100% a joke, by the way. We've never done any pornographic material. The other question was waffles or pancakes. I'm a waffles guy.
Waffles. They're better, crispier pancakes.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, yes, it's waffles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
obviously, like a delicious Dutch pancake would take that.
The premier high-end pancake, though, it gives the waffle a run for its money.
I'll give you a high-end pancake. All right. Does anyone have any other questions for us?
I thought we were only going to do porn once.
Hey-o.
This is bacon on my shirt, and Eric did buy it for me
at the Wisconsin State Fair, baby. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we love you guys. If you have any questions, you know where to find us. We're at Handsome Naked on Instagram. We're also. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the workshops? Yes, we can. Brad,
you want me to run down quickly?
Yeah, just run down the list, and whoever's in charge of it will kind of give a brief description.
Do it. Thank you, Drew, for giving us the op.
So we have an intro to improv one, right?
We have a stand-up writing workshop. We have a DIY music videos workshop and dramatic improv. And then we have songwriting, music improv, and short form improv.
Okay, so real quick, because mine occupies the oddest and most specific space in that list, I have the stand-up writing and the DIY music video / video making class. And that will be, both of those are going to be fairly open-ended. The stand-up writing will be a writing workshop. So we'll be doing some actual writing exercises and then sharing material with each other. It doesn't have to be finished material, but we're going to be talking about how to take ideas to deliverable material. And
tell them why your credentials on why you should teach it.
I've opened for popular comedians like Kyle Kinane.
He was a stand-up before we started doing this, so he's not just like a comedy rapper.
And
that's
also,
I'm gonna tell you stand-up.
Also, I'm a stand-up comedian. I also opened for Donnell Rollins, formerly of The Chappelle Show. So I have a career as a touring stand-up comedian in the Northeast area and the Midwest. So I will be covering how to get an idea out of your head, onto the page, and then eventually onto its feet. And then with the DIY video making, I am in Handsome Naked. I do all of our filmmaking. I make all of our music videos. we've made, I think, what, over 50 now at this point?
40. We've had 40.
Okay, I'm blowing it out a little bit. But I'm also going to do kind of the same thing. It's like, you know, everyone is putting a lot of hurdles in front of themselves in terms of getting video products on their feet. What we do really well is take available locations with available materials and make video content, and then you get better as you go. And we're going to discuss some strategies to get that done as well. So that's my
I would say probably 38 of our 40 music videos have been one-day shoots.
Correct. For the most part, we operate really quickly, and then it's my job over the next couple of weeks to make them look good. But that's another conversation, and we'll talk about all of it in the DIY video class, and I'll make myself available to you as a resource to ask for future questions. Go.
I'll go. So I'm doing a songwriting workshop and a music improv workshop. I feel like I need to stand up so you guys can see my face better. So songwriting, we're gonna talk about basic songwriting, like whether it's comedy songwriting or other songwriting in general, and talk about structure and talk about various other aspects of songwriting, and it'll get pretty specific on if you have songs you've already started working on, we can talk about those. But also just we will probably write a song together is typically how I like to do it. And then I will also do a music improv workshop, and that depending on who we all get and what exactly y'all want to do, whether it's very basics of music improv from just starting to sing and how you even begin to sing in an improv scene, especially because most of us, when we go to sing, we're like, fuck, I can't sing. I'm already trying to make this up. So we just get over that hurdle and have a blast making a musical theater, all the way up to like some more complex rhyming things or some more metaphorical things, or how do we do stylized musical theater and music improv. So we will do both of those with me on Sunday.
Brad, give your credentials on why you're.
I'm a composer and producer. I have been here in Chicago since. I moved here in 2008, and I started working almost immediately after. I've been teaching at Second City. If you've heard of the Second City, it's the biggest improv theater in the world. But yeah, I teach there, and then I also play for one of their stages. I understudy music direct. And I run a studio out of my house, and I produce, and I make all of our music for Handsome Naked, and had music on the Billboard charts, and we've obviously been on NBC and a handful of other places. Yeah,
Brad's
great.
also written and produced musicals that have been put in other cities all across the country. So
yeah, I've done a couple of musicals.
It's not all just
in New York,
comedy. The guy's
LA,
a real super talent.
I've done a lot of like musical theater composition stuff. So I started as a choral composer and classical composer. So before I made the comedy raps, I made the fancy music. Chucho, you talk about your like dramatic improv in short form.
Yeah, dramatic short form. And did we add a intro? I know we had talked about that. Nancy?
As of now, I believe those are the only two.
No? Okay, great. I've been doing improv in Chicago for over 10 years. I toured with Second City for over 2 years across the country. I teach there improv now, and I've done every theater in this city for a long time. I am very burnt out.
Seasoned is the word.
Yes, very seasoned. Yeah. So the two workshops that I have are dramatic improv. I think that's something that gets missed a lot is people's like emotional connection to characters. So what I try to do is take all the jokes out and have you just attach to an emotion and really have conversations, and you'll see how the comedy comes out so naturally through that form, and how generally your improv will be so much better if you're really emotionally invested into the character you are. So we can dive a lot deeper into that. And then what was the other one, Brad? Was
short form.
Short form. Yes, that's right. So I have a long list of short form games, and what I also want to focus on in that time is intros, because I think it's very important that when you're talking to the audience that you know exactly what you're saying. I can't tell you how many improv shows I've been to over the years where the improv was great, but when they get up to do the intros, it's just like they've never done it before, and it just deflates the whole room. So I have scripts and things that I can really get you to be like on point. Here's what you need to hit. Here's a space for you to use like your joke to get in, but it's just like one line and keep it moving. Those kinds of things will work on. Stage picture even matters a lot, I think, in those moments. So we can work on that. And that's something I feel that we can really do in this setting.
I should also say, Chucho, going back to your dramatic improv thing, another credential of yours is that Chucho is a working actor. We both have the same agent, and Chucho gets more work than me. So the dramatic improv is a great way for you to unlock skills that you have as an actor that are sort of naturally there that you can kind of link to. So that's another really great skill. I should probably also take the class. And that's all of our pitches.
Yes.
Thank you for asking, Drew. Does anyone else have any questions? Adrian, just in general, what's your writing process like? Does one guy have an idea about an apartment, dance floors, and riff from there? Or do you guys just fool around with beats and see what clicks, pitch ideas together, or something totally different? Honestly, as boring an answer as it is, it's kind of a compilation of all three. Typically, though,
it's kind of all of them.
I will say typically
Disagree.
It's more along the lines of one person coming to the table with an oddly specific idea. Yeah, me. And by we mean me.
We should do a song about body water pasta.
Yeah.
And then my friends being like, okay, I can come up with an angle on that, and then we go from there. Although recently, the longer we've been together as a group, now we've been together a long time, so we're starting to work the other direction now. We're like, all right, let's pick a style and a convoluted concept and write it as a group. So we're experimenting.
So here's the metaphor that I'm going to come up with as I start talking. So I feel like as we pitch, like Eric is like the faucet where he's just spitting out all the water, just all the ideas possible. And then I'm like the filter that's just taking all the shit out and just letting the good things go through. And then Brad is the glass that makes the water actually useful for what you want it to be.
That's such a good metaphor. Oh my God. I've never heard Chucho say anything as intelligent as that.
That was pretty good.
Wow, that was really good. Chucho's been using his time at home to like really think about things and become very.
Hey, we got a new hi Reishi Ray.
That was you shouldn't have said that. You should have probably just asked how to pronounce it.
Went away. No, it went away as I was starting to say it.
He probably left as soon as she heard you.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, this is not a good time to come in. Hi.
Adrian, does that answer your question? And also, if it does, great. And if it doesn't, follow it up.
Yeah.
And also, does anyone have any other questions?
We do very often before the quarantine would like get together in the studio, which is in my house, and just like brainstorm ideas and be like, well, it's like a lot of things with comedy and improv where you're like, no idea is too dumb. So like we will pitch any idea and be like, hey, even if in your head you go, well, okay, for Eric and I, no idea is too dumb, and then you pitch it, and then like we can later decide that it's too dumb, but why not say it out loud? Because I never know if my idea about pigs playing baseball together will spark Eric to come up with an idea about this, which will spark somebody. Anyway, you get it. People are on video that have real questions.
Did you guys all initially want to like start out like wanting to be just an actor, and then you got into this as you were trained, or how did you sort of fall into this?
That's such a common question.
You're an actor and you're in Chicago now, but were you in LA at any time or in New York, or how did that?
Yeah, very common question because people look at us and like, what are you and how are you?
I mean, we all came to it honestly from a different edge, which is why I think we met up. I came to the world very much as a stand-up comedian who wanted to grow as a and improv performer, and then got into Second City and those channels. And Chucho was sort of there already doing his thing, and then we met that way. And Brad and I met through music stuff when I was working with a comedy theater doing a musical, and I was like, well, this guy's got this incredible skill set, and this other guy's already kind of in this world that I'm getting into. Let's start an outside project that we can kind of make the rules about.
And it wasn't this. Yeah.
Did you study something else? I mean, did you initially like what did you do like for college or whatever? What did you?
All right, Chucho started.
Yeah, so like I came in wanting to be an actor and knew I wanted to do comedy. So I was like, I felt like in Chicago you have to make a choice if you're going to be in the comedy world or the acting world. So I chose comedy first, and then kind of went back into the acting that I wanted to do. But like generally, I went to college for basketball. I didn't care about what my degree was going to be in. I just wanted to hoop. And then so I was a basketball coach for a little while. I was a high school teacher, a political activist. I managed a family video. Like I did a lot of odds and ends things before I started comedy. I didn't start till I was like 25. And yeah, a breakup led to me moving to Chicago and being like,
he's 65 now. So
yeah, I am definitely the grandfather of the group. Too old to be rapping, that is for sure.
And I was a musician. I studied music composition, and then like knew nothing about improv or nothing about that whole world, and like I can play a little piano just by ear and like I know chord progressions and stuff. So someone was like, "You should play for improv," and then I started playing for improv, and now I'm here. And honestly, I don't really know how it happened until right now. Now I'm like, whoa.
He's like, I could play a little piano, and it's like, okay, he was like an extremely talented pianist. Anyway.
Yeah, but also, Maria, to answer your question, when Eric and I came together, it wasn't to rap. We were just doing a comedy show, and he wrote a full rap song, including my verse. And then it just kind of blossomed where we said, forget all the other stuff, and we just started focusing on this.
I think deep down, Chucho said, wow, this guy is incredibly talented. I should jump on his coattails now while I can because he's going places. And
It was the Wisconsin State Fair thing.
Yeah.
Are you from Wisconsin?
That guy is. Brad is.
I'm from Green Bay.
My husband has mentioned the Wisconsin State Fair many times. He's from
amazing.
Wisconsin, so.
Oh, it's
my
so.
wife and I usually go a couple times a year when we can. But
State, yeah, okay.
It's also incredible how many interview type situations turn into talking about the Wisconsin State Fair.
Yeah, somebody asked, or Drew asked, what are your thoughts on performing online versus in person? I mean, I think we would all totally agree in person is just 1,000 million times better because, like, it's just without hearing y'all's response and like getting to hear you guys interacting with us. It's yes, it's fun to perform, but like I don't know, your energy is what makes shows cool. So
and Eric and I are both heavy crowd interactive comedians. So adds, I would say that's almost like half our show is that rather than just the song. So you're missing a whole aspect of what we do, I feel.
I will say though, an unexpected value of this that we were bummed that we had to like pre-record it because we tried like all day to get it to sound good, and then but it was actually fun to be able to like chat. We didn't do. I mean, we did most of the chatting. By we mean me. I did most of the chatting during that. It was fun to be able to interact with people, and we never get to because we're always like, if we do these online things, we're always like scrambling to make it look and sound okay. It was fun to like interact and chat with you guys and have a chance to do this, which we never get to do at shows. So there is a added benefit. Like we never get to do Q&As with cool, interested people. So I'm psyched on that. So there's benefits too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys can also feel free to take your things off mute and video off if you have questions. You didn't have to type them in.
Well, are you guys going to watch some of the sketch shows and stand-ups?
I hope so. Yeah, that's the plan.
Our favorite thing about LITFest is coming and staying a little early and staying a little late.
I remember the first time we did LITFest and we came in to watch the people who were performing before us, and Nancy asked us like 8 times, "Are you sure?" We're like, "Yeah, we want to see the other."
You can go in the green room.
Don't do that. We're like, we're not your normal headliners. We like to see other people perform.
We're comedians. We hosted a festival open mic last year, which was super fun. Like, we're all about like just getting as many sets and getting as many minutes on stage with as many people who are interested as possible. So thank you guys for continuing to let us do that.
And I will say, like, that's what I kind of appreciated about Handsome Naked the most, because whenever I've had, like, other headliners, they'd be like, yeah, we're in the green room, just come and get me. And you guys were, like, so different. And, like, that meant a lot to me because, like, for my players, like, I always feel like I want lit comedy to be a player-forward theater. Like, it's about the performers of the community that we build, and to have, like, a headliner come and be like, we want to watch your set, like, before we perform. It was, like, so special. So, yeah.
Even, like, I remember someone, like, asking Chucho about questions, like, I don't remember if it's the second year or the first year, but, like, asking questions about, like, RO and, like, something else. The sketch group was like, hey, I just want to know your thoughts. Like, because you've done sketch at the biggest sketch comedy theater in the world. Like, of course I'd want to know your thoughts. Like, even if I disagree with them, like, I don't know. And, like,
that was the first year when you guys performed, Nancy.
Yeah.
You're true. I went through their whole RO and the thoughts on sketch and the
order. Hot and sweaty? It was very hot and sweaty?
Yeah, it was hot and sweaty.
Yeah.
We did like a boy band sketch, and it was like so funny.
Yes. Oh my god.
That was the real musicians, you know.
Yes.
Anytime someone calls our comedy raps real music makes me so happy.
Yeah,
right?
So we go way back.
Because from the music industry, we get no love whatsoever.
Except being on the Billboard charts.
The Billboard charts, that's a little bit of love for me.
I mean, that is true. Humble brag.
I'm not humble at all. All right. If anyone, does anyone have any other questions?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone has any other questions, you can always like ask them in our workshop too. Like we can always hang around. But if you do, ask them now too. But or we'll talk to you guys in a week.
Yeah, or if you guys want to meet up, if you guys want to meet up and fight, just let me know the location.
If you guys have any questions for real and you don't think of them right now, you can
wear
DM
a
us
mask
on
when you show up, right? Just
yeah, wear a mask and Chucho will show up to fight.
We'll put gloves on. We'll be safe about it. No contact, but we'll fight.
If
I need to get out anyway. It's been a long time.
Me too.
Just DM us on Instagram or Facebook if you guys have any questions. You guys know where to find us. It's just us running our stuff, and we're happy to answer anything that might come up.
Yeah.
And by us, you mean them.
Sorry. I thought you were done. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
We're done now.
Okay, you're done now? Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, guys, give it up one more time for Handsome Naked. Thank you so much for doing all that you did to be able to do this show virtually. So appreciated. And thank you to the audience for watching. And hopefully, if you can't take the workshop, maybe tell a friend about it. And Naomi met the instructor, and they were cool and down to earth, and that's like super important. Okay, cool. Bye, everybody. Have a great Friday night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
No, thank you.
LITFest.
Lit.